Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top five are correct, then make predictions for next week's top five. So let's get right on into it. Last week, I predicted the number one would be Birds of Prey, number two would be Bad Boys for Life, number three would be 1917, number four would be Doolittle, and number five would be Gretel and Hansel. And I got 4 out of 5 of my predictions right, which is really good, obviously, but it's not as triumphant as I would like because, unfortunately, although number one was, of course, Birds of Prey, it had the lowest DCEU opening weekend out of all the films, which previously the title was given to Shazam for opening around 50 million, but that's still pretty good. It made its money back. Unfortunately, Birds of Prey opened with much lower than 50 million, opening at 33 million, which was way below the expectations of 50 million. Now, worldwide, it did open up around $81 million, which isn't 100 million. It was estimated to make around 115, so that's a bit of a bummer too, but it is close enough to its initial production budget of 84.5 million, according to Wikipedia. So I do think this movie will have at least decent enough legs to get through February and double that budget at least, so it won't be a huge flop. But I'm just really disappointed because, I really loved this movie. I thought it was the best DCEU film that I had seen, and unfortunately, it's not getting the big support that I think everyone that also enjoyed it, like me, the people on Rotten Tomatoes, they gave it a high score, audience and critic-wise, and also Cinema Score, the B+. It's not getting the support that it really needs. I can look at it as it's a win because it's the highest opening weekend for a Christina Hodson movie, the writer of this movie, but it's still really disappointing, and I don't really know exactly what to blame it on, whether it's like the R rating, but I don't think that scared people away from Logan or the Deadpool movie, so I don't think that counts anymore. Some people want to blame the marketing, but I thought the marketing wasn't bad at all. I actually enjoyed those trailers, so maybe that's just a subjective thing. I don't want to be that guy who just jumps to the conclusion that it was just a bunch of sexists who make videos online about like Captain Marvel, and now they saw this movie and they wanted to target it, but I'm starting to think that maybe that had something to do with it. I mean, at least they didn't review bomb this movie, at least from what I know, so that's kind of good, but I mean, it just seems like those voices are really loud and you see them almost all the time. It's really disheartening when you see that, especially when you see the most subscribed YouTube movie reviewer, cough cough, Jeremy Johns, even bring up in his own review saying that eventually the movie turns into a women against men movie and how women are better, which isn't what the movie is about, and that's not really what they're going for. But the fact that he brought that to the attention of his audience and they probably listened to whatever he said, that's just really disheartening to look at what other people might have said, like Jeremy Johns, and they just listened to it without really forming an opinion of their own or going to see it. It's really, really kind of shameful that that kind of message was spread. But then again, it could be a numerous amount of reasons why this movie didn't get the money it deserved. That's just one thing that I was pondering over. It's just really disappointing. Number two, though, was Bad Boys for Life, making 12 million, adding to a domestic total of 166 million. It's 2 million away from outgrossing Wild Hogs to be Martin Lawrence's highest grossing movie domestically, and worldwide it is sitting at 336 million, so it already is Martin Lawrence's highest grossing film worldwide. So hey, we can look on the positive side for a movie like Bad Boys for Life. At least there's that. And number three, we have 1917 making 9 million, adding to a domestic total of 132 million. Worldwide it is sitting at 287 million. So it's 13 million away from getting to 300 million worldwide, which is obviously great. It's going to get there very soon. Domestically, it's 2 million over Sam Mendes' film American Beauty, and worldwide it needs 69 million more to get to American Beauty, which I think it definitely has a strong chance of doing. Now that the Oscars is wrapped up, I wonder if it'll have a huge drop. I don't think it will because it did get some good wins and people have been talking about this movie. Number four, we have Doolittle making 6 million, adding to a domestic total of $63 million, and worldwide it is sitting at 158 million. So they're very close to getting past their initial production budget of 175 million, and they've lasted a little bit longer than I guess I would have thought they would have, but it's still not going to double this extremely high budget, so we might as well just move on at this point. Number five, we have Jumanji The Next Level making 5 million, adding to a domestic total of 298 million, 2 million away from 300 million domestically, which is obviously great. Worldwide it is sitting at 768 million, and because this is a tradition, it is domestically 106 million away from Welcome to the Jungle, and worldwide 196 million away from Welcome to the Jungle. It's a tradition that I've just been doing. I don't know why I still do it because it's not going to outgross Welcome to the Jungle. It has no chance at this point, but I just like to keep up with the tradition, I guess, just to put in some extra facts. Number six, we have The Gentleman making 4 million, adding to a domestic total of 26 million. Worldwide it is sitting at 60. Domestically, it needs 4 million more to outgross Snatch, which I think it will be doing that very soon. Worldwide it needs 23 million more to get to Snatch, and I think maybe over the next week or week after, maybe it will be able to do that, and that'll be really, really cool to see because I like The Gentleman even more than Snatch. Number seven, we have Gretel and Hansel making 3 million, adding to a domestic total of $11 million, and worldwide it is sitting at 13 $15 million. So not that much of a difference there from the domestic and worldwide total, but they have now officially doubled their $5 million budget. So good on them for that. The movie wasn't all that good, for my opinion, though, but it has some supporters out there. So hey, there's that. Number 8, we have Knives Out, actually jumping up in the top 10 from last weekend, making $2.35 million, adding to a domestic total of $158 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $299 million. So $1 million away from getting to $300 million worldwide. It's obviously going to get that, but that's just really cool to see that it jumped up in the top 10, probably because of the Oscars, and this movie was playing at a nearby theater, so a bunch of people flocked to it maybe just to catch up. Number 9, we have Little Women, making $2.32 million, adding to a domestic total of $102 million. That's great for them. They crossed over the $100 million margin domestically, and worldwide it is sitting at $177 million. I don't think I really have anything else to add to this movie's success. I feel like I've already talked enough about it. It's probably going to leave soon, so it had a really great run, and I commend it entirely for it. Number 10, closing out the video, we have Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Hopefully the last time I have to talk about this movie, unless it jumps up like a Knives Out did, but I think that's kind of unlikely. It made $2.2 million, adding to a domestic total of $510 million, and worldwide it is sitting at $1.061 billion. Yay for this movie that I'm so happy I don't have to talk about anymore on Box Office Talk. Now it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. Although I did say Birds of Prey I think maybe could have some decent legs over the next couple weeks, I'm still going to predict number 1 to be Sonic the Hedgehog. I think since Birds of Prey debuted so low, that Sonic the Hedgehog has a real big chance of actually getting into number 1. And then number 2, I have Birds of Prey. Number 3, Fantasy Island. Number 4, Bad Boys for Life. And then number 5, The Photograph. I don't think the Will Ferrell, Julia Louis-Dreyfus movie will get in there because of marketing, but hey, maybe that could be the big surprise. What are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave them in the comments below. And if you got your predictions right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then I'm sorry. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.